this is Trolls from D.A.W, and in this video, which is the second part of our dubstep video, I'm going to be showing our parts, stems, and bonuses. In the first video, I was showing the main section, what we call our groove designers, where you have 40 different very elaborate design kits you can create your own dubstep with. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on our parts, which is a more broken down version of the groove designers. You essentially have drum kits like here. Let me scroll down here. You can see you have all these different basses and lead synthesizers and vocals, and I'll go into all these in this video as well and describe what it means. But there are hundreds and hundreds of different synths and lead synthesizers, vocal fragments, and drum kits that you can layer on top of each other with each other for an infinite amount of dubstep paradise. We also have our stems, which is more of an inspiration kit. These are more ready-made grooves, so you can get a feeling for how they're produced and how you can produce dubstep. It's more for people that are sort of getting into it. And then we have a bonus section as well with sidechainers, that we have sidechain basses and sidechained lead synthesizers. So they have that natural ducking motion to them. And it's really used both a lot in dubstep and dance, progressive house, electro house, and so forth. And then we also have some more bonus vocal fragments as well. And I should mention, as in the first video, everything here is tempo synced, so it's all gonna sync to your beautiful D.A.W. But let's get rocking. In the beginning here, I'm gonna show our drum kits. We have 5 different drum kit sets, and each kit consists of multiple bass drums, multiple snares, and so forth. If you look down here, these are the different bass drums, these are different snares, and all these up here are different hi-hats and cymbals and all that stuff. So there's hundreds and hundreds of different ways you can combine it. And you also got, as I mentioned in the first video, you can browse through the patches here using the green keys here just on your keyboard. This controls the pitch, and this up here is our real-time effects, and you can also see we have an effects section here. Anyway, that's enough for me talking. Let's get going. Let me just show you a little bit of what a drum kit actually consists of. Let me also show you this second part, which is probably the most elaborate part of the entire library. This section here contains all our basses, all our lead synthesizers and vocal fragments. If you notice when I'm clicking down here, you're going to see it's all blue down here. Each key, every key here is a different bass. So there's hundreds and hundreds of different basses here, hundreds and hundreds of different lead synthesizers that have all been carefully designed. A dubstep is not like a normal synthesizer. This is about layering analog and digital stuff, really getting the right sound, process it crazy through a variety of different means, so you can really get that beautiful, crazy, wild dubstep sound that's not as easy to create as it may sound. Let me just play a couple of sounds here. So you know they're just laid out, spread out here. Let me try to play a little groove. Let me trigger the beat I did before and add some of these bass elements to it so you get a little feeling for it. And you know, that's just one way of using it. Let me try to trigger the same beat again and just do some other basses here. And again, keep in mind, I'm only using bank 1 here. There's like 9 different ones, so you have an eternity of dubstep paradise right at your fingertips. Let's hear another version. Let me try to demonstrate here the second kit, which has a little different vibe than the first one. You know, all the sounds are different, of course. Each kit has sort of its own little feeling. 5's a little more hip-hoppy in my opinion, so each of them have a little character. Check this out. This kit is more like electro reggae kind of sounding, if that makes sense. Also, let me try to go down here and pick another bass. Let's try the second bass layer here. And again, if you noticed here, there is basses en masse. Lots of them. Let's check it out. Also, let me show you this. Everything is tempo synced, that we've mentioned many times. So right now I'm doing this in 140. Let's beef the same thing up that we just heard. Let's try to hear it around, let's say 160 instead. Let's check it out. Cool. Why don't we try it on 110? It's going to be a little more like fragmented, and that's actually a cool effect if you want to get that more rhythmic precision kind of thing going. As you can see here, we have all these different synthesizers, and again, just like the basses, each key here represents a different synth fragment, so there is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds to mangle around. And again, When I say this, it's also keep in mind we have gate feature here. We got filter control. You can right click and assign these guys to anything you want. We've got our effects section here with heavy convolution reverbs that if you want a crazy go dubstep sound design on it. We got the real-time effects here. You can trigger all these effects right on your keys. And you can also fool around with the tempo here. If you're going to half and double tempo, you can do that as well. Let me just try to play a few of the synthesizers here. These are the basses are sort of defined as the lower dubstep drop kind of basses, and the synthesizers here are a little more mid-range kind of things, mid to high range. So you can blend the two and really get that nice mix going. So you got dozens and dozens, even in this single patch here, of fragments you can combine. Let me try to make a groove here with the lead synthesizers so you can get a feeling for how you can use them as well. It's sort of the same principle as the basses. You kind of don't want to layer more than one or two elements together to get that very clean thing going. And it's also a very effective tool for dance music. Again, I don't see this necessarily just as a dubstep release. I actually see it as a multiple like EDM kind of release. You can use these drums, you can pitch them up, down, do whatever you want. And dubstep, you hear anything from even a couple of years old from Britney Spears, Would You Hold It Against Me? Or you hear it in newer productions as well. And it's snuck its way into electro house and all the other sort of genres that surround the dubstep thing. And I think, speaking of dubstep, if I could characterize this library in one way, it's probably closest to the bro step style, that more American, hard-hitting, punchy, face-melting kind of style. Let's try another kit here as well, and then let's try to blend the lead synthesizers with the drum kit as well. And let me just go back here to the lead synthesizer so you can see what's actually going on here. All right, let's combine the fragment before with the drum beat I just made. Alright, I think the drums could have been a little loud in that mix. Let's hear another of these lead synthesizers. Let's try kit number 3 here. And again, you can see there's tons of different variations here. And let's try to throw a bass on top of that as well. Let me just make a bass groove here. Let's see here. And let's take bass number 5. And you can see here there's an elaborate amount as well. Okay, a little bass groove first. Alright, definitely got some dubstep going. Let's try to mix the lead synthesizer with the basses, and I'll just throw in a simple beat on top of that. We also created these beautiful glitched vocal fragments. Let me get going here. Let's see, it's up here, I think. As you can see here again, lots of them as well. And these are more of those very typical dubstep glitch kind of vocals. And you can DJ them together in any way you want. Let me just try to go through a few here. Let's try to combine these vocals. I'll just try to add little basses and little drums to it, and let's see if we can go in. They're beautiful when you're layering them on top of the other stuff. As mentioned in the beginning, we also have these more introduction kind of kits. They're not designed really for producers or composers. These are mainly designed for guys that just want to get into dubstep, understand how it's all sort of laid out and how to produce. I'm not going to go too much into this, but for anybody who's really interested in production and learning more about dubstep, this is definitely the part to go to in the library to get a feeling for how you layer and combine different things. We also have a gorgeous bonus section of sidechained elements and additional vocal fragments. The first one here is our sidechain bass, and we have 20 different basses in this one. We have a master patch here where you can control all the different basses, and you can also click them individually here and play them over your entire keyboard. Let me just play through them quickly here so you can get a feeling for all the different sounds. And as you can hear, they kind of have that ducking effect. The concept behind the sidechaining is essentially that you get that natural duck on the 1 and the 3. And it's not just like ducking the volume. We actually want to use specific compressors, and we have a really elaborate chain of effects that we use to get that natural duck, and the duck is done in different ways, so you get that nice punchy feeling. Let me just try to play a very, very simple groove here, and pay attention. I'm going to try to play with the pitch here as well, because you can, of course, you can play pitch on all these synthesizers as you can do with the rest of the library as well. So you can hear it's ideal for getting that bass drum boom, boom, and then wah, wah, get that feeling going. Let me try to play the same groove here, but let me add a little drums and little vocals to it so you can get a feeling for how it really works with the bass drum. And of course, you can almost hear it's ducking twice as fast. It gives that reggae kind of feel. But of course, if you really want to go techno on it, you can do it twice as fast as well. Let me just play a very quick fragment here and then add a bass drum to it. Get techno! Oh my god, I can't believe I just showed that. Let's quickly skip to the next thing here. Let me try to take a couple more of all these elements. Let me add some drums, add some more basses and vocal kits, and sort of give you a feeling for what happens when you blend all this together. Again, there's so many different things that can be done. I think I covered a little of it in this video, certainly in the first video as well, but this is only 1% of the library, and as you can see, there's so many different patches to go through. If you go up here to this bass thing here, imagine 9 different banks with different basses and all these keys here that is specifically designed, and again 7 different banks with synthesizers and all the groove design kits that are covered in the first video. Anyway, let me just play a beat here on the drums, and then I'm gonna add some basses, and then we're gonna throw the whole thing together to wrap it up. Cool, and let me try this bass bang number 6 here. So I'm gonna do some basses now, and then we're gonna layer it together. All right, let's throw this whole pile together, mix it up, and see where we are. And one last thing, this little button here, I wonder what happens if you click it. So we got actually our own TV station built into the dubstep library. You'll find out what happens when you click it and start playing with the patches. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Trolls. This is D.A.W. Dubstep Party.